We are live. Yay!
Hang on. Hello, my darlings.
Hello, everyone.
I've got Sheila here from Celtic Witch, and we've been having a good yap. But I got to know, you guys are not going to know what we spoke about. Scott Allen, thank you for joining. Hello. She says you are really hot.
Oh my God.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
Oh, to my red.
Subscribe, Scott, to your channel, and I have not had a chance to look at them. And no, say that. I think you're nice looking anyway. From what
Oh
I've seen.
my God. That's too funny. Hi, Kathy's mom. Oh, Scott. Oh my God.
Look, I think I'm exceptionally hot, and Sheila is just gorgeous. So you know.
Oh, that's too funny.
I uncover the news. We've had Kate Sweetblue pop up. Lucian deposit. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Larry's girl.
Larry's girl's lovely. I'll say hello to Whitney.
Undercover
Larry.
news. Yep, Lucinia. How do you say it? Lucian?
Yeah.
Lucian. Okay, Lucian.
And Zelda. And every time Larry's girl hears my dog Whitney in the background, she's going, "Hi, Whitney, bark, bark." So
I know. Oh, there's Marie's table. There's Marie.
Hi, Marie's table. Where are you? Oh, hello. See your hugs. Yay, see your hugs.
Oh my gosh.
What we're doing this morning.
I don't know, but you're starting rumors is what you're starting.
I'm not starting rumors. I would not start rumors.
Oh, that's funny.
Never. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. That was just, I always say, when I get a little bit outrageous, I think that's something I picked up from my dad, who would come out and say the most outrageous things out of the blue sometimes, and I think that's something I got from him. So
that was funny.
Sorry. Sheila did not say you were hot. Okay.
Oh my gosh, too funny. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But I'm only here. I'm only here for about a little while because I go to bed early because everybody knows.
So we've got a list of things that we're going to go through, and what we're going to do is I'm going to let Sheila do the reading, and then I'm going to do some backup with her and with my cards. And so what was the first thing we were going to look at, Sheila?
We're going to look at Mary's book and see what see what's going to happen with that. See what question would you like to know?
Yeah, and I think, well, just generally, Auntie Elizabeth is not happy about it. That's Trump's. I think she's older. Yeah, she's older than him. Older sister Elizabeth, and she's not very happy about it. She's like,
well, maybe some stuff is going to come out from her about her.
I think stuff's going to come out about the whole family.
Oh, I can't wait.
Thanks, Larry girl. Yes, please hit like.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to turn off the nature sounds in the background.
All right, so let's do it.
Half hour. So anyway, let's get to it. So how about we look at how about Trump's reaction first? We'll have a look at Trump's reaction first, and then the reaction of the other three siblings. How's that sound? And so
Cappy's mom, I did reading on that this morning about the NDR, and it looks like she did not sign the NDA. Sorry, but she did not sign any legal papers whatsoever, saying that she cannot divulge anything. So she's free to tell it all. She's free to tell it all.
Even if she did, you can't make your family on an NDA like that. I don't think it's signed up in court anyway. So yeah. So anyway, let's have a look. So let us know what Trump's thinking, Sheila. And
all right, let's do. Oh, look at the 9 of Swords right off the bat.
Oh,
it's just another sword in his back. It's just another sword in his back. Yep, the suffering, the anxiety, the sleepless nights, the overreacting, the overwhelmed guilt and regret. Oh yeah, he knows it's coming.
Overwhelming guilt and regret.
Yeah, he knows it's coming. Oh, and then the Hermit.
How people look at him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Hermit is over top of it. He's going to go into hiding because of it. It's going to really the regret, the despair. Yeah, it's gonna really get to him. Oh, good Lord! We have the 9 of Swords, the grief, and then we have the 10 of Swords.
Oh, he's feeling betrayal.
Yes, betrayal. Oh my gosh, I can just stop at those three.
Infamy. They all have it in for me.
That is awful. If it sounds like we're talking over each other, it's because there's a little bit of a delay because she's in Australia and I'm here. So if that happens, we're sorry, guys. We don't mean to do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna. So anyway, I'm gonna just. I finally got this deck sorted out. Apparently, a quarter of them decided they were going to flip somewhere. So anyway, so what have I got? Queen of Wands. Oh, Nancy is going to be watching it. Queen of Wands to me is Nancy Pelosi in Congress. I think that book is going to be really, really popular with members of Congress. 4 of Wands. Oh, she's going to go right up and into the White House with it.
Good. Good.
9 of Wands, she's got all her defenses up in a row. She's got her receipts. This is building her defenses. She's got receipts on everything. She can back up everything she says. So how is Trumpet going to feel? Let's see. How's Trumpet going to feel? Oh, Queen of Cups. He's going to need to be medicated. This for me whenever I'm talking about Trump. This is him needing medication. This is him needing the medication. He's going to be so out of control. They're going to have to medicate him. And,
more. There you go.
He's going to get a severe case of sunburn from how much information is going to come out.
Oh, that is good. Good stuff.
Oh, and we got the Magician here. He's going to try and badmouth her and whitewash it and everything. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because his magical powers are about as lightweight now. His powers to whitewash and gaslight people now about as lightweight as this feather.
Hi, Greeter. So, yes, it is.
Hi, Annie S. I call her Annie S because I just cannot laugh at me pronounce her last name.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Greta. Hi, Greta.
Yeah, I got the 7 of Swords on that. It's going to be really, really burdensome to him. He's going to feel the burden of that for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So that's good news for what it's going to do. I want to know. I want to know everything that she has to say. I hope she puts it all. I hope she used so many adjectives in that book.
I'm curious as to how her Uncle Robert and Aunt Mary and Aunt Elizabeth are feeling about it. So how about I do a quick 3 cards on each of them for their feelings, and then you can tell me. So I'm going to do Uncle Robert first. We were talking about, we thought he was dead. In fact, I didn't even know that man existed until this morning when I was looking up some things on Mary's book. But we were talking about Mary's father, Fred Trump Jr., and about, to me, every picture I see of him, and especially in portraits with his siblings, he was just such a different person from all of them. And like he was from another time and another, and he could, I just felt he couldn't understand any of it, why his family were where they were. So anyway, let's have a look at Uncle Robert.
Well, Scott says that we should buy stock in the mental hospitals when Trump is going, so that we're all going to get rich. We're going to buy stock in the mental hospitals.
I wish I could.
Hi, Connie. Okay, so what's the question? I got ADD. What was that?
You got ADD.
Yeah, what was the question again?
You're still in shock because I threw you under the bus in the first, 2 seconds.
Right.
How are each of Robert, Mary and Elizabeth, how do each of them feel about the book? So I'm going to do Robert first. And
so all of his other living siblings, how are they feeling about it?
Yeah, he's thinking of getting lawyers involved to put an injunction on it.
Okay.
He's thinking it might cost him money. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So
right.
He thinks it might cost him money, so he's thinking about getting lawyers involved. 7 of Wands. Oh, there's going to be stuff in there. This is 7 of Wands. Stand your ground and defend yourself. There's going to be stuff in there that's not very nice about him, and he knows it. And 4 of Swords. Ooh. After this book comes out, he might decide time to retire. Time to retire. Maybe go down to Florida and join the rest of his other siblings that are already down there. I don't think it's going to be very flattering for Uncle Robert. So that's Uncle Robert. Not my Uncle Robert, who's a darling, but Mary Trunk's Uncle Robert.
Right.
My Uncle Robert is a darling. And if you're watching, which you wouldn't be. When I first set up the channel, of course, like most people, I said, can you guys subscribe? And they were, oh, bless them, love them, or they all subscribed. Even though they did, they were like, what's this?
Well, you know what I got was the 2 of Swords. It's going to expose his disloyalty to the family. It's going to, and then the 8 of Swords is also going to see where he is bound up to. It's going to expose where he would betray the family and who he betrayed it with, and it's not going to be very good. So they're going to have some internal fighting, which talks about the 2 of Cups, the internal fighting, which is inverted, which the 2 of Cups inverted is relationship imbalance, disharmony, breakup, separation, abandonment, and communication problems. So it's going to really internally get the Trumps fighting amongst themselves.
Wow, really?
It's going to expose the betrayal with everybody else, and it's going to expose the betrayal within. So
when
absolutely.
I said it wasn't going to paint him in a good light, maybe it's not with the general public, but with the family.
Yeah. Yeah, with the family, the family's gonna realize that he not only betrayed others, he also betrayed within the family as well. So
he might not be retiring to Florida then. He might be retiring somewhere.
He may be going overseas. So what was the next? Yeah, what was the next question?
Older sister Elizabeth. She's actually Elizabeth Trump Grau. Her name is, or Gow. And she and her husband, who was a movie executive or something, they've already retired down. They live not far from Doral or Mar-a-Lago. They live near Mar-a-Lago. So how's she?
Okay.
Judgment.
So
judgment. People are going to make a lot of judgments about her, and I think she may be a little bit afraid of what her neighbours are going to think. Maybe she's going to be feeling like she's going to be judged. 9 of Pentacles. She was just sitting pretty. She's sitting pretty where she was retired, rich.
Oh, where did you?
I've lost you.
I'm here.
Where'd you go, girl? Hello.
I'm here.
You disappeared for a bit.
I'm here.
Yeah, Mary's sitting pretty and, just enjoying the good life. And maybe she feels like it might be put at risk by that. Elizabeth is sitting pretty. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is a very mother in this instance. It's, the mother, the protective mother, the person who fights for her family, especially for her children. She's grounded, she's passionate, she's very intuitive. So it might bring out some protective instincts in her with regard to other members of her family. So she might be, but she's also fearing judgment from her neighbours. So, yeah, what do you get about Elizabeth?
Well, not a one of these cards came out positive for the chick. So, for the girl, I got the 10 of Swords right off the bat for her.
Yeah.
So it's going to definitely defeat her. It's going to take her to her lowest point, and it's really going to be embarrassed, and it's going to be the death of her social existence. Like, she has a standard, she has friends, she has a lot of stuff, and it's gonna be the death of her. What is it called? The social standard. What is it called back in the olden days? They called it social something. Anyways,
social standing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take her out of that social standing, and then the 10 of Wands is gonna be really burdensome from her from here on out, to either hold a job or hold friends or get anything creditable in her community. It's really going to, yeah, it's really going to do some really good damage to her, to who she is, and what kind of person she is. This girl's got some information.
I get the idea that she may not have participated in a lot of the stuff that went down, but she knew about it and let it happen. Yep. And for a lot of people, if you don't step in to stop it or try and stop it when you know what's happening is really bad,
correct.
That's the same as doing it, or participating.
Right. When you turn a blind eye, you might as well shove the sword into the heart. Right. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Yep. Absolutely. So who is the other one that we wanted to talk about?
The judge.
Chrissey from? Where are you from?
Maryann. I'm from Perth. Well, I'm from Perth in Western Australia. That's where I live. I was born in New South Wales, in Wollongong in New South Wales, which is about an hour south of Sydney. So I'm an Illawarra girl, the Illawarra. But yeah, I live in Perth now and have for the last 20 years. So love it. It's a beautiful place to live, beautiful part of the world.
Well, if I wanted to go to on holiday, I know where to go. I'm going to call up Chrissy. We're going to meet up. We're going to have fun.
Absolutely. We'll blow up mattress for you and take you out to the
Fantastic.
Yeah, now Maryann Trump is the judge.
Okay.
The judge. She's the other one. Yes, another Aussie reader. I'm sure everyone's familiar with Lena Rodriguez and Maryann from Revealing Light, two of my absolute heroes. Love them. My husband, he's not into cards or anything like that. He'll occasionally let me draw an oracle card on him, and he doesn't really watch anything. But if he comes in and Lena Rodriguez is on the screen, he'll stop and watch her for a few minutes because he thinks she is just a crack up. He loves her. He thinks she's so fun to watch. And yeah. Anyway, so now we're going for Judge Maryann.
Interesting. Interesting. My cards didn't come out too overly bad for her.
I've got the Ace of Swords. This is the first card. She knows it's the truth, and I think she may be not too sad about it all coming out. I mean, not that she's been a shining light in the justice system. Two of Swords, she's a little bit conflicted as well.
Yeah.
Whether to back Mary or the rest of the family.
This is very interesting. Go ahead.
I think she thinks the family's gotten away with too much. It's the Seven of Swords. So I think she thinks the family has just gotten away with too much for too long. So she's a little bit conflicted because she sort of feels like maybe she sat by and let them get away with a bit too much. But she knows it's all the truth, and she's sort of a bit tangled up which way to throw her support at the moment. That's what I'm getting anyway. Yeah.
That's interesting that you said that, because I get the same thing. The cards weren't overly bad. I mean, I know about her, and I know she's kind of scummy, but what really came out was that she truly believes that she's going to scathe pretty easy on this. Like, there's not much that girl can talk about with her. and she has had a lot of judgment about everybody else, and she's kind of in that mode of, good, everybody needs to know about everything, I'm tired of all the secrets, kind of thing. That's what, her face. And she kind of thinks that she's like, whatever has happened has already come out, so there's nothing that she could really damage her for, which is really interesting to me, because I got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles with her. New cycle, exploring new potential and opportunity of raising, you know what I mean? So it was kind of weird. It's weird to get these kind of things, but she thinks that she's pretty innocent. Everybody else is guilty, and she's going to be excited about the book just as much as we are. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, on the bottom of the deck, because I shuffled before each one, the Hermit's there. So she's been trying to distance herself in recent years from the family.
We know she's not innocent. You know what I mean? We know she's not.
I think maybe she was fine with it all as long as Trump was just running his organization. But when he became president, I think she's slowly been trying to distance herself ever since, because it's like, oh my God, she could see
she's probably going
very early and how bad it was going to get. So it was one thing when he was a private citizen and a bit of a crap landlord and milking people for money, and none of it would have come before her court, because of course that would have been conflict of interest. But it's just but now since he became president, it's like that's another thing altogether. So I don't think she's really heartbroken, and I think she'll continue to talk to her niece and maybe even advise her or something, but she's in a little bit of a bind as to which way to go. But I think she's going to end up siding with Mary. Will Judge Maryann side with Mary?
Okay.
I'll just ask that question.
Will the judge side with Mary?
King of Wands. That is... no, I think she might end up stepping back and putting in words of support for her brother.
Did you get the Ten of Wands, you said?
I got the King of Wands, yeah.
Oh, I got the Ten of Wands.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I don't think she's going to be vocal in putting Mary down or anything. I think it might be agreed between those siblings that pissed her off enough, because apparently
she's avoided. Yeah, she's avoided this responsibility of taking any action on it. She's avoided that. All right,
Mary alleges that when Fred Trump died, that after her father died, that the other siblings, especially Trump, I'm live, babe. I need my pills. Oh, okay. They coerced her grandfather into leaving her and her brother out of the will. So
I remember reading about that.
I will be back in a minute. Sheila's going to entertain you with the song and dance routine. Well, my hubby needs
sing, but I can dance. I'll do the booty dance for you guys for the practice for the celebration when Trump leaves. Woo woo. Breaking news: Trump says his niece signed an NDA and threatens to sue her over tell-all book report. I read this morning that there wasn't one. He's lying. I'm so happy to see you. Oh, thank you, AQ. At this hour. Yeah, I'm only on here for a little bit because I do go to bed early because I'm up early. Y'all know that. Let's do the break dance. Woo, woo. We're gonna be so happy when it's done and over with. We're gonna be so happy. I swear. I think all the readers are probably gonna have a party.
200 mils?
With cake. With chocolate cake. That's what we're gonna have, is chocolate cake. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna do another pendulum on that and see, because let me see if I can get you guys down here to But I'm going to do a pendulum reading on this and see again, because I did the pendulum this morning if she had a NDR or whatever it's called. Whoop, over here. Over here. Okay. Did Mary sign a NDR? Is that what's called NDR or whatever Trump is saying she signed? Did she sign one? And it's coming up. No, it's coming up. No.
She didn't sign one. Hello,
She
I'm
didn't
back.
sign one. She didn't sign one. He's lying. He's trying to threaten her.
He just expects absolute loyalty from his family, and
he's lying.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sheila, for that. Just helping hubby out there for a minute.
All right, so we're gonna. So I'm gonna do one more, and we have a pick between do Melania. What does the Melania's parents think of Trump, or North Korea and South Korea? Which one do you want?
How about Melania's parents? And then we
all
can
right,
do the South Korea thing. How's that? Yeah.
Let's see what Melania's parents think of Trump. Come on.
Hi, Sharon Sipe. Hi, AQ.
Okay. And this is Raven.
Oh, is he the little snorer? Oh, there she goes again.
I'm back. There's Raven.
Is that the little snorer?
No, hello, this is my nope. This is my youngest dog.
Oh, Raven.
The other one's Jazzy, the snorer. She's right there. She's a snorer in the morning. She finishes her morning. Yeah, she finishes her sleep down here with me.
Okay. I had the reading the other day that I was doing on Restream because I had run out. But Cameo was up on the desk and she's up there and I'm going, well, what, you want to say hello? And she's up there and anyone who's seen it will have heard me burst out laughing. And she's up there and she puts her nose up against the camera, which is sitting on top of the monitor here, and she goes, poof, and the camera goes flying off the back of the monitor. You can't see anything but maybe the ceiling and some
kidding.
Blind. And all you can hear is me just cracking up laughing. Hello, Larry. AQ, Larry girl, Marie Table. Hello. Yeah.
Kitty. Okay, let's do Melania's parents. What does she think? What do they think of Trump?
Parents think of Trump.
I saw a statement, whether I know if it's true or not. I saw a statement that Melania's parents are not much better people. I don't know if that's true or not.
Oh, I've got two cups entwined. Oh, they. The Fool. They're not. I take that as the opposite. Eight of Swords. Feeling bound. They entered a partnership with him and to start their new life in America, and now they feel bound to him. But they entered it willingly. They could have stayed in Slovenia or wherever they were, but to get to America, they took advantage of that to start a new life. Now they're feeling bound to him. They feel a little bit of a loss. I don't know what. Maybe what that loss is about. That's the Five of Cups, sorry, and Ten of Wands. You've been getting a lot of Ten of Wands with the Trumps, haven't you? Ten of Wands. They feel a burden.
Yeah.
And Queen of Cups. They need medicating. They wanted to be with Melania, and but Melania needs medicating.
Right.
I think they made a deal with the devil to come and be with their daughter, and they feel a bit bound to him, and they gave up a lot.
Yeah, I actually got the Ten of Pentacles inverted, which the Ten of Pentacles is financial failure. So they were kind of in financial need when they came over, But what he has done with them is they have a heartbreak. They have broken their heart, as in they were hopeful that Melania would be happy and all that, but the heartbreak. All they see is that. And then I have the Six of Swords, which is inverted, is also hopelessness and severe depression and torment. So they're really in absolute anger over this guy and torment of what he does. I also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is inverted, which is lack of security. So now they're really worried because he was the security blanket. And now that all of this going on, they're really in angst about it. And then the Devil showed up inverted, which is they're trying to detach, break free, and reclaim their own power so that they don't go down with him. And then I also got the Three of Cups, which is social angst, adultery, affair, things like that. They know all about his antics, and they're just in heartbreak.
Is that the Five of Cups?
That was a Three of Cups inverted. So I got the Three of Cups inverted, which came up overindulgence, three's a crowd, three-party, adultery, affairs. They all know about his affairs, and because that came in under this one, under the Six of Swords. So that's the reason why they're in craze with him too. So
I totally agree with you about the loss of money, and I think that's what the Five of Cups was with the loss, is that they just lost everything over there. And I totally agree with you about the heartbreak, about whether they're good or bad people themselves. Melania is their daughter, and they love her and they want the best for her, and they're not happy with what happened. Ten of Cups.
No.
I got the Ten of Cups, which is happy families, and they just feel like it's a facade of happy families. I'm a bit cynical because in the traditional, they've got the rainbow, which is an illusion and stuff. So they're buying into, they're playing along with the illusion of happy families, which nobody else is. And they have a lawyer on standby all the time. I think they feel that if they piss Trump off, he might revoke their citizenship or something. They're scared of him. And Six of Cups, sometimes they wish for simpler times back home, back in Slovenia. So that's what I get on them. Yeah, they made a deal with the devil, and there's always things to be paid.
I think that's what Melania is trying to get her deal from, not only for her son, but also for her parents, so that her parents are also taken care of financially. I think it's also in her thought process. And that's what I just got, was that Melania's deal is not just for her son, it's also for her parents, so that everybody's taken care of.
Yeah. So. I don't do readings on Barron because he's a child.
No. Oh gosh, no, we do not do that. We don't have permission for children.
Yeah, no, and I won't read on children, but I do get the idea that he's going to be different for some reason. He's going to go in a completely different direction and make a difference somewhere else, and he's not going to end up.
Yeah, future Barron, adult Barron looks promising.
He does. That's what I get.
Yep.
And of course, I won't read in any of the Trump grandkids because they're children, they're babies.
No, you do not read on children without permission or without the parents' permission.
Yeah,
absolutely no.
No, I won't do it.
Yeah, somebody wanted me to read about the children in the cages and stuff like that, and I'm even reluctant about that because, for one thing, they're children, and another thing, I may not want to know the information that come out of that. It would just break my heart. But they're children. You know what I mean? They're children.
I won't read on them themselves because that's heartbreaking. But I have read on who's going to answer for it and how people responsible are going to answer for it. But as for reading on the children themselves, it would break your heart. You know?
Yeah, I can't.
And stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, North and South Korea.
All right, this will be my last one. This will be my last one. Then you can have then you'll have fun and you can go on with your live and have fun.
Yeah, I know you have to get
I do, girlfriend. It's 7:30.
And
I'm usually in my pajamas asleep already.
yeah, I know when you do come on, you'll come on for the first hour and then you disappear. So it's like, so anyway, the story we were talking about it before is that there's this office that's just on the other side of on the North Korean side of the border with South Korea, and it's going into something liaison. It's inter-liaison office, and its purpose is to North Korea blows up a diplomatic office. It operates with South Korea, and its whole purpose is to, liaise with everything. And North Korea have gone and blown it up.
You're
so
buffering.
It's rising tensions there. So thought we would. Yeah, I saw.
Okay.
No, stop buffering. Stop buffering. Stop. Behave. I think I can rule all, but yeah, no, I can't. We thought we would do a reading on that.
Well, I got some weird cards.
I am queen of all I survey. Yeah. Okay. Well, you go through. What do you got?
Well, I got strength. I got strength right off the bat. I got strength for some reason. Courage, power, action. So they were you know how somebody will flex their muscles? That's what they did. They flexed their muscles on this. And then I got the 8 of Wands, which is inverted, which is delay and hold off, frustration, and being forced to move. So they were flexing their muscles on this situation. And then the King of Wands. Well, the King of Wands is movement, visionary. So either it's her, him, or it. They have a vision and they have an agenda, and they inserted they're flexing their muscles right off the bat. They have an agenda. I don't know what it is, but that's what's something's going on. They're going to make that into something or something. They have a vision, and they needed that to be gone. Let me see if it's a good vision or a bad vision. It's gonna make.
Which side had that vision, Sheila? Was it north or south?
It seems like North Korea is the power, the strength about it for some reason. It's like something. It doesn't feel. What do you get? I get Wheel of Fortune. They're going to make money off of it.
What do I get? I've got the 2.
Oh, you're buffering a lot, dear.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, you're buffering a little bit too. I'm sure we'll just pull on with it. But possibly because my husband's possibly watching something in the front room. So I get the 2 of Swords, and that is, I think that's the Kim Jong-un or something like that. Her name is. I do know what it is. I just can't pronounce it at the moment. I just don't have it to hand. The Iron Butterfly, I call her, and it's like she decided she had to do something to show strength to South Korea. So she went for, this is the 4 of Wands, the home card. She went for the home of diplomacy between the 2 countries, which is the diplomatic office. So the home, a house, that is the home is force as well. So this diplomatic office represents efforts to unify the 2 countries again. So that, I think she's definitely behind it. She wants to create anxiety and tension. She's flexing her muscles.
Yeah.
And she didn't really think it through as much as she should. She sort of charged in a little bit. This is her, the Knight of Swords in this deck. This is definitely her. And she sort of sometimes charges forward a bit sooner than she should, but she's happy. She likes to create chaos. because she thinks that's a good way to scare people. And I think she's maybe thinking about making an offer to South Korea that South Korea aren't really interested in. This is the offer. She thinks that South Korea have gotten a little bit apathetic and a little bit sure of themselves and their security, and she doesn't like that. So the Four of Cups is also a thing of apathy and just, you know, they're at it again sort of thing. And she thinks that maybe they've gotten a little bit apathetic and a little bit too sure of themselves. So she's sort of, yeah, she wants to, and she's also, there's something else behind it as well. I think this is also a bit of a
money
to cloud something else that she's doing as well. Something to do with money, that's certainly possible.
Yeah. That's what I got.
So yeah, it's definitely a bit of her. It's her first opportunity to flex her muscles with South Korea, and she thinks that they're not taking her seriously enough. So I think, yeah, I think that's what's behind it.
Well, God help us all.
So how about you, my darling?
We went from one tyrant to another tyrant. Ugh.
Yeah, just because she's pretty doesn't mean she's not dangerous.
Craziness. All right, dear. I'm going to go get my pajamas on.
Craziness.
It was a delight.
Okay.
And I'm so happy to be here. It was so much fun. And everybody that showed up in the chat, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Sheila, for joining me. We had a lovely chat beforehand, and I hope you guys will continue on with me for the next hour and 15 minutes, because I usually do 2 hours, and I'm not going to disappoint my darlings. And thank you again, Sheila. It's lovely to talk to you. We will be talking more, my darling.
Yes.
And yeah, so look after yourself, and look after yourself in and out of the house. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. I think you have to take me out.
Bye-bye.
Do you have to take me out?
Oh, do I? I have to take you out.
I think you do. Well, to dinner, not literally. Thanks, everybody in the chat.
Hang on. Okay, remove from screen. Bye. Hi. Thank you so much, Sheila, to you, and absolutely one of the most delightful people I've ever had the opportunity to talk to in recent years, and if not the most delightful person I've had the opportunity to talk to in recent years. And so hello everyone. Cappy's mum, GMR5, Larry Girl, Scott, I hope you're going to continue to join us. And Connie Brown, Connie Cat Mama, Kate Sweet Blue, you were there earlier. Scott Allen, please continue to join us. Uncover the News, hello. Lucy and AQ, everyone. Debbie Fitzgerman, JDS, everyone. Sharon Sipe, Sharon Lee, whoever's here. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed. I've done it again, haven't I? I have done it again, Lucy. There we go. I hope you've all enjoyed that time that we've had together with Sheila. Yeah, so we're having a good chat about what have been going on, and pass the chips and dips. And so we've been looking at some things, and one of the things I wanted to look at is, because I bring up the news feed and I have a look at what's going on, and wonderful news in Montana. A court rules to cancel the energy lease on lands, the energy lease that Solonex had on Blackfoot lands in northern Montana. Sorry. And what happened was in 2016, pre-election, I think, the Department of Interior and Agriculture, those two departments, ruled that as the company had had the lease for more than 30 years and it had not yet drilled, for whatever reason, bureaucratic delays or whatever, that they cancelled the lease. And the company took them to court. This was in 2013, okay, that they were cancelled. The government cancelled the lease in 2016. Oh, yeah, no, 2016, the government cancelled the release. 2018, a federal judge sided with the company, saying the long amount of time between the lease being issued and it cancelled violated laws. But a 3-court panel has ruled against the judge's findings and that the government had considered Solinex's interest and said, no, the lease is cancelled. So Heimary's table. So I want to see, I am so sure there are so many of these types of leases on native lands. I'm sorry if I'm buffering a bit, my darlings. It's not really much I can do about it. Hopefully it'll ease up a bit. I'm hoping that this is going to lead to more of these leases on Native American lands being cancelled. So will this case lead to more of these leases that people have had, they've done nothing with? Will it lead to more of these leases being cancelled? Honestly, I don't think the native peoples in these places had much of a say about the leases being granted anyway back at this time. These are ones granted 30, 40, 50 years ago, you know, possibly even longer. So because why these leases have been there, it's stopped people, you know, these nations from being able to do things for themselves on these lands as well. Oh, flew off the top. 7 of Pentacles. Some of these are being reviewed. A lot of these leases are now being reviewed. 4 of Cups. Yeah, they've just been like ho-hum. Nothing's being done with them. Nothing is being done with them. 7 Chariot. Moving on. Moving forward. Yes, I have an idea that these a lot of these leases that are against Native American lands are going to be reviewed. Temperance. A new balance is going to be found. Sometimes Connie Cat Mama Connie Cat Mama, you have to take a day off from the news, don't you? The sun. This is, oh, the star. This is going to lead to new hope in these things where, in these issues where the federal government has just acted in the interest of the federal government and not in the interest of the nations who they have, you know, authority over. 3 of Pentacles, group work, group work, working more. It's going to lead to people working together more, better cooperation in deciding future agreements like this, if there are any. 10 of Swords. It's the end. This is the end of, this is signalling the end of a time where greed was just, companies could just come in and take out leases on these things to make money with no regard to the people these lands belong to and was such an important part of. And it's just like every one of these leases granted when they shouldn't have been, which is another knife, another knife, another knife. And this is an end to this sort of practice, and possibly a lot of these leases being cancelled. So I think that could, hopefully, if I'm right, lead to a lot of these leases being cancelled, as they rightly should be. The people who should decide whether or not a lease should be allowed is not the federal government. It is the people whose lands these are. So yeah, well, it looks like I've stopped buffering, which is good. Is there a document the public doesn't want to know about, doesn't know about, that will bring down Trump? It's an interesting question on Cover the News. Is there a document that the public doesn't want to know? In fact, you know what? I'm going to use the Lenormand cards on this little question. Is there a document that the public doesn't know about that will bring down Trump? Interesting. Okay, so I've done 3 rows of 3 here, and this is Lenormand. So we have got the whip, arguments, disagreements. Okay, so there have been arguments and disagreements about a book. A book, secrets. Books can represent secrets. Yeah, the book, it's a secret, something that is not yet definite and is still hidden somewhere. So yes, that's definitely a possibility. So there's arguments about this document. Paths, crossroads, paths. There's decisions that are going to have to be made about this document, this secret document. Okay, so that's the first line. The second line is the fox, manipulation, sneakiness, falseness, cunning and lies. fox is always an indicator of something that is wrong. Now, it's got the anchor under it. Work, wrong work. Okay, whatever they've been working on has been wrong. So next to the fox in the second row is the bouquet or flowers. This is luck. They've been really lucky that it hasn't come to light. Okay. Next to that is the stork in the second line. And this is changes, moving house or new beginnings. So when it comes about, when it comes out, it's gonna lead to changes. So as I said, on the third line, there's the anchor, which is things can get stuck with the anchor. Work, job, training, and stability. Okay, but it can also mean holding you back a bit. 29 is main person. It's a lady here, but it doesn't necessarily have this. This card represents a woman asking the questions. This is Nancy Pelosi. She knows it's there somewhere, and she's been asking about it. Okay. And the last card, which is the last line on third card in line 3, is the tree, which is stability, health. So health and a change in health, but also maybe Nancy's health is a little bit, but anyway. Well, Nancy is getting quite older. So anyway, so at the top we have whips, the book, and paths, crossroads. That's the top line. Second line is the fox, flowers, the stork. Third line is the anchor, lady, and the tree. So definitely there have been arguments about this secret document, the secret book, and they've been arguing about how they're going to deal with it, which is the pathways. Okay, so if we go diagonal with the arguments, they've been really, really lucky that this book has not come out. And the arguments have been causing health problems. So I think this may be adding to Trump's health problems. Okay. And the decision, and they've been lucky with the decisions that they've made so far, in that they have worked. They've had luck with them working. But that luck is coming to an end. All the manipulation and everything and all the false things they've been doing. They've been lucky to get away with it. But all that is about to change. They're not going to be getting away with it anymore. All the work they've done with this falseness, that's the result of that is false as well. All the work they've done because of this document means that everything that's happened around it, all the work they've done since this document came into being, is just false. It's just not valid. Nancy is looking for it. But she's getting a bit tired too, so her health is suffering a little bit too. Also, pathways, making decisions about the changes that are going to come about. But this can also be the health of the country as well, not just the health of the person. Because the health of the country as a whole has suffered under Trump. So if the right decision is made, that's going to bring about some changes, this could really help the health of the country. So could Nancy Pelosi asking these countries. When I'm thinking about it more, this, I think, represents not so much a person, but the country, the US. So, yes, there is a document, and it has been hidden. The people are looking for it. Nancy Pelosi's looking for it. I'm wondering if it might actually solidly tie in cheating in the 2016 election, especially if discovering this document. So if we go diagonal from the book to the fox, the book is linked to falseness, and all the work done, it's false. It's not valid. Discovering the book is diagonal from the stalk for change. So discovering the book, finding the book will bring about change. Will bring about this document, will bring about change. And this change and this falseness, the change that's brought about by discovering this falseness, means that the lady is going, and these are diagonal both from her, the lady is going to step up in some way. All the arguments, it has been lucky that America hasn't collapsed under the weight of all this. So yeah, uncover the news. Yeah, there is a document there, and it's a biggie, and it would blow the roof. I have an idea it might be to do with the cheating, falseness, false president. So yeah, to answer your question, I haven't done too much Lenormand recently, and it's fascinating. So yeah, so yeah, I had that answers the question about, is there a document that has been hidden? There is. Will Mueller become a hero of some kind? I can answer that question. Just put these cards back in the deck. The words passing through my head now is he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be a hero. That's just what thoughts are passing through my head at the moment. So will Mueller become a hero? Let's have a look. I'll use the Soraya Rose steampunk deck. Will Trump try to escape when he gets discovered? Judgment, Knight of Queens, the Hermit, Knight of Wands. Yeah, he might. That looks like, yeah, he could. He could try to. High Priestess was on. He's certainly got backup plans in place. Uncover the news. So okay, will Mueller become a hero? Like I said, the words, he doesn't want to be painted as that. To him, he's just a person who was given a job to do, and he did it without fear or favour. He'd rather be behind the scenes, the Hermit. Eight of Wands, lots of communication. 10 of Wands, the burden that he's been carrying. 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, 9 of Wands, high priestess. Yeah, people are going to see him as a hero, but he doesn't feel like he's a hero. He's just someone who was given a job to do, given a task, several tasks. Well, the task, within the task he was given, there were several things to look at. He's carried the burden of it for a long time, and he, you know, it led to looking at past actions with money. There were a lot of things that came out of the task, which is the Eight of Wands, all these different things that came out of the task, and where he lightened the burden by moving that on to, like, sending that to SDNY or whatever, and that was money laundering was one of those things. He was, people saw him as a new hope, the investigator that's going to come in with new ideas and new hope and bring down Trump. He is working on all of the lines of defenses that Trump had, and working hard to uncover the agenda that was behind it all. That was his job. He just feels like he was doing his job. Eight of Cups. He just wants to put it behind him now and basically have a happy retirement. He knows he might be called to testify and all that, and he'll do that if he's called to do that, but not while Trump is in power. I think he just feels like, and Barr is in power, he won't do it while they're in power. He feels it's better for himself, and he feels betrayed. He feels betrayed by Barr as well. He doesn't feel like a hero. He doesn't want to be seen as a hero, but people are going to see him as a hero anyway. The Two of Cups. He's got a relationship now. He's in this new relationship with the American people where they're starting to laud him as a hero, and he doesn't want to do that. He's a bit reluctant to be that. He's heartbroken by everything that happened, and he's heartbroken by Barr's action. He really felt betrayed. He felt that Barr had turned his back on everything that Mueller stood for and that Barr stood for. But yeah, he's in this uneasy relationship with the American people where they're starting to laud him as a hero, and he doesn't feel like he's a hero. He just, yeah. So yes, they are going to see him as a hero, but he doesn't feel like a hero. He just was someone who was doing the job he did without fear or favor, and that's how he wants to be seen. Will the Trump family take a plea deal? Eight of Coins. Lots and lots of details. Someone's got lots of details on them on the bottom of the deck. The Tower, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, everything was bound to come Trump crumbling down. Justice, face justice, the Magician. Some of them might, but they might not be offered one either. Oh, now you see it, now you don't. I don't, yeah. It would be a real, I don't think they're going to be offered a plea deal, to tell you the truth. I think it would be a real friggin' miracle if they were. The people who will be offered plea deals are the people who worked around them, like the immediate subordinates, aides, secretaries, things like that. So let's. Hi, Sharon Lee. Hi, Keithia. Did Ivanka flip to the FBI already? Scott, oh, that's interesting. Did Ivanka flip to the FBI already? Hello, Laura Carson. Yes. Barr is, his actions have been those of a criminal. Will Ivanka flip to the FBI? Knight of Swords. Dashing in to cause chaos. Trying to defend herself. Two of Pentacles. Oh, she's certainly thinking about making a deal with them. Certainly. Ace of Pentacles. They've put forward an offer that might secure her future a little bit better. The Wheel of Fortune. It's a matter of time. Yeah, I think she will. I think she will flip. It's just a matter of time before she does. They put the offer through to her and she's thinking about it. Six of Cups and hope. She's wishing Daddy had never become president, because then they could have continued living the way they were and nobody would have been bothered about it. She's hoping that if she does a deal, it'll get her out. Yeah. Yeah. Page of Swords. Spy in the camp. Yeah. She's thinking about it, but I think she's going to, if she hasn't already, she will take a deal with the FBI. No, they don't. But, you know, there are little children here to consider. You might say they might be better off there without their mother, and they might. But, you know, I'm not going to say she's going to go unpunished. I'm just saying she might not go to jail, but that doesn't mean she won't be incarcerated. She could be under house arrest. My view is if rich people who are, you know, have all this luxury and all that, if they're put under house arrest and all that, they shouldn't be put under house arrest in their own homes. They should be taken to basically a normal suburban home that has a lot of security and set up there in just a normal suburban home. That's comfortable enough, especially if you've got kids. They need to be comfortable, but not luxurious or anything. Put them there for a few years. Yeah, home arrest. Yeah. Yeah. A trailer park. Well, that would be nice, but you've got little kiddies to concern. Public housing, no, public housing, yeah. I think they should be like, I think there's enough of the people like that where they can afford a few houses that are just in, maybe out in the country way. Out in the country, yeah, out in the country. Maybe on a farm or something, or a large block of land, with just a comfortable but not fancy house. And they can't go beyond the fence or whatever. Yeah, no Bloomingdale's, no thing of shopping or anything. Food's delivered in, her kids driven to and from school, stuff like that. And she's just got to stay there. Yeah, it is. It is. That's true. Actually, Zelda made a very, very good point. Poor people don't get house arrest because they've got kids. Yeah, that is true. Actually, that really is true. I do think that she's going to get house arrest because she's flipped and giving them information. If she didn't flip and give them information, they probably would have sent her to jail. But I still think that if you flipped and given information, you get house arrest as part of the deal. It shouldn't be in your own luxurious multi-million-dollar home. Out on a farm somewhere. Where she has to muck out horse stalls. have this list of chores she has to do. Feeding the chickens, mucking out horse stalls, milking goats. Can you imagine Ivanka Trump milking goats? I can't. Okay. Fate of Jared Kushner. Let's have a look. What's going to happen with Jared Kushner? Jared Kushner. Just did a repeat of my prayer. I haven't actually done it yet today, so the poor should get that option too, especially if it's like, you know, drugs or something like that, or as long as they're not dealing, but possession and things like that, and you know, anything short of grand larceny and murder and things like that, they should be able to have an option of home arrest if it can be done. So, Jared Kushner. What's in the cards for Jared Kushner? Two of Cups, new relationships. High Priestess. Secret agenda. Page of Pentacles. He's got a brain. He's a smart person. And I think he's maybe thinking he's got to use his brain and maybe start talking about money. Ace of Swords. The truth's going to come out about the agenda in the White House, I think. King of Pentacles. He's one of the people behind Donald Trump's agenda. He's one of the architects of that agenda. So this is Donald Trump. This is the secret agenda. That was the first card that came up with Jared. Jared is the architect of that agenda that Donald Trump is carrying out. Six of Pentacles. He's got big news about money laundering. And he's thinking about talking about it. Ace of Wands. He's going to have a lot of movement, change of address. When the truth comes out, he's going to have a change of address. Now, this is somebody else talking about Jared and about Jared's agenda and about money laundering. This is a whistleblower. There's going to be a whistleblower and the truth's going to come out. Wheel of Fortune. It was bound to come to this. It was, yeah, bound to come to an end. King of Wands. Someone's whistleblower about money laundering, money, and Jared. But this isn't Jared. This is another King of Wands. I have an idea this might be MBS. Jared's relationship with MBS and other people. I think this represents a few people. MBS, maybe even Erdogan, Putin. Yeah, a few people. MBS being the biggest player there, but Eight of Pentacles. There is going to be, the truth is going to come out about the movement of money and lots of details about the movement of money. Truth is going to come out about the movement of money. Movement, lots of movement of money. And there's going to be a lot of details about it. He's kept stuff that he shouldn't have kept, that he should have destroyed and was told to destroy. Let's have a look here. The Hermit, he's going to end up isolated. Theft, because of theft, he's going to end up isolated. The Hermit, because of theft. Ace of Pentacles. He took offers of money. This is offers of money. He's thinking about doing a plea deal, but I don't think they're going to give him one. He's got too much. He's kept too much hidden for too long. This is the Moon. Yeah, I think he's going to end up in jail. End up being isolated because of theft and everything. So I think he is going to end up in jail. I don't know if he dresses in ladies' clothing or not. If he does, that's his business. You know, it's like cross-dressing is just another aspect of society, of the way people express themselves. Don't think people should be judged because they do it. You know, they should be judged not because they might like to put on a woman's dress or woman's undies or whatever, but because of their actions. And if their actions are right or wrong, and if they hurt people, that's what they should be judged on, not whether they like frilly knickers and a pink dress with a sweetheart neckline. You know. Oh, last time I had bourbon, oh my God, the hangover. Oh, what a hangover. Yeah, that's the thing is Graham, yes, he's being judged harshly about that. People wouldn't have judged him about it if he hadn't have, supported all that legislation that was against LBGQT, you know, and all that. If he hadn't have done all those homophobic legislations and all that, I don't think people would be judged or even care. You know, nobody really cares about Pete Buttigieg being gay. Nobody cares. They wouldn't have cared about Lindsey Graham being gay either if he hadn't have supported all the homophobic stuff. But then Lindsey Graham is a completely different generation from Pete Buttigieg. Just shows how far people have come. Yes. Yeah. No, I don't think they give you a deal if you're seen as being treasonous. You're going to end up in jail. He did pass along information. I'm sure of it. Got a man crush on Mayor Pete Scott. Oh, I didn't have 6 glasses of bourbon, Sharon. I had a whole bottle. Bottle of Southern Comfort and a whole carton of 325 mil of 24 of Coke. And I went through that in about 5 hours. It was at a rodeo. Will the Trump family lose their fortune? I think I'll get the Kipper cards out on this one. Will the Trump family lose their fortune? May not look like it now, but I used to work on cattle stations around Queensland and in the Kimberleys of Western Australia. And yeah, there was some serious partying going on at times. Not all the time, but you know, you work hard all week on the stations, and I was a governess, or in some cases house person, and yeah, you work hard all week. You'd go into town and have a few drinks, or you'd go to a rodeo. Serious party girl, yeah. So will the Trump family lose their money? I've got the Kipper cards out. Rich girl receiving a gift. Expectations upside down. A change upside down. Good gentleman upside down. Rich good gentleman upside down. Hope big water. Main person. High honours. They've got money hidden away. They're going to have some assets frozen. They've got a lot of reversals. It changed, but it's backward change. So not getting more money, but it's reversed, so it's going backwards, a change backward. It's tempered by a rich girl upside. So some of the changes are being tempered. So they've been really lucky to date, but then they've got a lot of reversals coming in. Work occupation. Grief and adversity. Work occupation is upside down, is the right way up. So some of them are going to have to find new jobs. False person, going to come out how false they were and how high honours were granted to them by the main person, who is upside down, which is Trump. The other main person here is Melania, and she's upside down as well. So she's going to turn things upside down. Sad news. They're getting sad news, and a journey is upside down, so it's going to be a long, long journey for them. Change his thoughts. Good gentleman is upside down, and rich good gentleman is upside down, which means reversal of those fortunes. A court person. Now, the court person is upside down, so that means that the judgment is going to go against them. So I think they're going to have their assets freeze, and they're going to get sad news about that. Sad news is upside down, so that's really devastating news. Grief and adversity upside down. They're going to find it really, really hard, poor bubbers. A little child, innocent, that's a good thing. Pleasant letter, and they're all up. That's upside down. The marriage card. Contracts. News is going to come out about contracts. But pleasant letter is upside down, so that's unpleasant news. And a little child is innocent gift, but it's upside down, so how they weren't innocent in what they were doing. I'm doing a quick grand tableau here. See, pleasant letter, upside down. Little child, innocence, but it's upside down, so not innocent. Sad news is upside down, really bad news. In the middle of it is court person, upside down, not in their favour. Good lady, that might be the judge. The good lady is possibly Judge or Letitia James. Okay. Good lady finds judgment against the false person. Expectations, their expectations of having things continuing to go good have been turned upside down. Rich, good gentleman is upside down, so he's not rich and he's not good. And the high-end honours associated with him are not earned. And that's, again, that's the side of, this is, I see this is Trump, patriarch, and he's put, I'm a rich person and I do good for the community, and of course that's all lies. So those lies and everything. Big hope, they really had big hopes for the presidency. Gaining a lot of money. So they gained a lot of money, but that's next to the innocence card, which is reversed. So the money they gained is not gained lawfully. Bereavement, they caused a lot of heartbreak for people. Meetings, their meetings in the future, they're not going to go well. About the contracts and the pleasant letters, their meetings with lawyers are not going to go well. That's reversed. Over. Success in love is upside down. The court is right side up, so that means it's, but theft is upside down. Gloomy thoughts are upside down, and military person is upside down. That's interesting. Great happiness is right side up, so there's going to be some great happiness for some people. A long way, an even longer way. Prison is upside down. The living room. Unexpected money is upside down. So they gained a lot of money, and unexpected money is upside down. So they're going to lose that money, and they're not going to see it coming. The house, they're going to lose the house. It's Trump Tower and all the other properties. That's upside down. Short illness, a long illness. Short illness, this is not going to be over with quick. Short illness and illness with regard to their money and where it's all coming from. It's not going to be over with quick. This is going to take a long time. Prison reverse. Let's have a look. Self-made trap has sprung and you're in it without knowing how to get out of it. Prison can also represent a voluntary retreat. So they've caught themselves in a trap that they've made for themselves. They're feeling a little bit isolated and alone. The voluntary retreat into isolation can also be intended, but that's if it's upside down. Involuntary retreat into isolation. Some of them are going to jail. Gloomy thoughts. They're not going to be happy. That's reversed as well. Warning against doing the wrong thing. Gloomy thoughts. They've had warning after warning after warning against doing the wrong thing, and they ignored it. That's why it's upside down. The success in love is reversed, so they're successful. So they got the money. This is the whole story of them starting out lucky, starting out rich, and receiving gifts of inherited money and everything. But it wasn't enough for them to live up to the way they expected themselves to be, if you know what I mean. It didn't quite meet their expectations of what they should have. Court theft, they would steal from anyone and turn anyone's lives upside down so they could have their happiness. They didn't live up to the contracts made in meetings and all that. They would say something in a meeting but not live up to it. For them, luxury in their home. Some of them are hoping to be able to stay in their homes, but they've got prison, reversed, involuntary confinement. Yeah, they're going to lose everything. They're going to lose everything, and quite a few of them are going to jail. So, yeah, that's grief and adversity. Work occupation. They only pretended to work. They did everything they could not to work. And it didn't matter to them that they caused problems, caused people grief, and they caused people to get sad news about losses at the hands of the people who they trusted. You know, they're in for a lot of unpleasant. You know, this is completely separate from the presidency. This is the whole family. This is all their lives. It's all going to come crashing down in on them. They're going to lose everything. You know, those who did not step away, as Fred Trump Jr.'s children did, you know, Mary and her brother, who decided to have nothing to do with the family after they were, you know, realised how badly they were treated and the con job that was done on them. And they just said, that's it, don't want anything more to do with you. Those who stuck with the family, they're going to lose everything. They're going to lose everything. I don't think they'll even be up to afford a house with a chandelier in it. You know how I was saying a little house, comfortable but nothing more, possibly somewhere in the country where it's affordable. That's what a lot of them are going to be reduced to. They're not going to have their grand houses anymore, you know. Yeah, they're going to lose everything. They're going to have their assets frozen. Some of them are going to jail. The changes are not going to blow them forward in their changes is reversed. So instead of traveling forward with good changes that'll take them into the future in a good way, going to backwards, going to blow them backwards. Wow. Will other countries go after Trump too? Yeah, there's a lot of investigations happening in some countries. I don't know if Australia is investigating him in some way. Scott Morrison can be a sycophant, and a lot of leaders can be. A lot of them get there by doing just that. But is he going to sell out his country to one man? I don't think so. Hey, Jay Myers. Oh, don't apologise for being late. That's fine. You know, Laura Carson, hello. You know, pretty easy. If you're late, you're late. That's fine. I'm not going to be insulted. Margot 3 and 5. Well, of course they do. Russia, Marjorie Lara, hello. I haven't seen your name before, so welcome. Yeah, did we? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Did Australia link Trump to money laundering? Let's have a look. Okay, let's see. Is Australia investigating Trump's activities? Oh, thank you. Knight of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Talking about actions. Both of these are upside down, actually, reversed. So, Page of Wands, reversed. They're not talking about what they're finding, but yeah, they're looking at something to do with mercenaries. It's actions with mercenaries. They're not talking about it openly. They're keeping it behind closed doors. They're doing it in conjunction with other governments around the world. Seven of Wands. They're taking a stand in defense. I keep getting Blackwater coming through my head. It's Blackwater, Blackwater, Blackwater. Seven of Pentacles. Assessment. Reversed. Judgment. Yeah, they're investigating. They're working in conjunction with other governments. Queen of Cups. Emotional stability and stability about the world. The Hangman. They've halted very quietly. They've halted a lot of things. Now, you know, Pompeo threatened to cut Australia out of the Five Eyes Agreement because the Victorian government was still doing some deals with China for, you know, with certain things that they already had in place. Big mistake. The Australian government has very quietly suspended some activities with regard to the Five Eyes. Seven of Swords. They're not making a big thing out of it. They're keeping it quiet. They're certainly investigating links with Blackwater. Mercenary. Mercenary, Blackwater. Seven of Pentacles. Assessing things, those links with Blackwater, and again, they're not happy with what they've found. Thievery, strategy, secret agendas. They found that. Yeah, like I said, they're not talking about what they found. They're not happy about it. They're doing things very quietly, and they've judged. They are. Them and other governments are judging Trump. They've investigated and they're judging Trump. I don't know. They're going to send a message. I don't know how they're going to send a message, but they are going to send a message. One thing I've always loved about New Zealand is they've never been afraid to stand up if they see that, the US nuclear thing. They've never been afraid to stand up and say, no, you don't bring that in here. We won't have that here. You persecute, you know, you go and blow up Greenpeace vessels. You have to answer to it for us, this and that. Ace of Wands. Australian government's really thinking about how they're going to handle this and the strategies that they're going to handle this. Six of Pentacles. Sharing information. They're sharing information about money and about other things with other governments. Yeah, it's not just Australia. It's group effort. King of Wands. I think this is Biden, and what I think they're going to do is once Biden is elected, and he will get elected, they're going to share their findings with him. They might also be sharing their findings with various, you know, before, but once the election is over, they're going to share their findings with either, if Trump, God forbid, gets in, it'll be with someone like Adam Schiff, but he's not going to get in with the President-elect Biden. They're going to share their findings with him. But the Tulsa rally, is it not going ahead? That's all right, Marjorie. Oh, God, yes. Everything to do with Trump is about money. That's all he does. Money, money. You don't think the Tulsa rally will go ahead? I might read on that, Scott. I know Tulsa, the city, doesn't want him to have it. No, the city of Tulsa does not want him to have it. They don't want him to hold it. Ah, wow. Ace of Wands, big club. What did I ask? I'm going to ask the question again. Will the Tulsa rally be cancelled? I'm very shuffling the cards because I forgot the question I asked, honestly. Which way did I ask it and totally forgot which. Will the rally in Tulsa be cancelled? Eight of Pentacles. Maybe. Yeah, that's a yes card, but Queen of Wands is a yes card. Nine of Pentacles is a yes card. Four of Pentacles is a maybe. He's hanging in there. He's really. Three of Cups is a yes. There's just not enough support. They can't get the people in. The King of Wands, he is throwing temper tantrums. He's throwing temper tantrums. And a lot of people have started seeing him for what he is and don't want to risk their health and all that. He's losing support even for these. And people he used to pay, this is a maybe, but, you know, they used to pay them and they used to take that offer, but they're just, nah. I've done it a few times. I don't want to do it anymore. It's like, especially not if it's going to put my health at risk. A lot of people he's been paying, I understand that, yeah, a lot of people are walking away. It's a good chance that it's going to be cancelled because you just can't get the people to come. It was bound to happen. He's clinging on to a few supporters, but that'll always be there. But he's losing his circles of support. People are walking away from him. They don't want to know anymore. It's not worth the $50 or whatever they get paid to hop on a bus and go to expose themselves. Yeah, and he is furious about it. He is furious. Well, he's moved it to the 20th, hasn't he? Yeah, I'm wondering. I picked up the other day when I was reading it, this sort of said that a lot of them haven't been paid for the ones they have done. Did you miss something? Yeah, we were looking at if Trump's Tulsa rally was going to get cancelled, and it just might. And he's just having trouble getting people to come to it. And he wants people to sign waivers, you know, that they won't sue him if they get sick. It's like, to people, it's just too much hassle. And some of them, as I said, haven't been paid from the last times they went, so. Does anyone know how the Georgia elections went? I understand that it was pretty good for the Democrats, despite all the attempts to nobble it. I'm going to do a reading again to see if Trump is actually going to make it to the Republican convention in August. Is he going to make it to the Republican convention in August? Oh, Scott, yeah, interesting question. Okay, well, I'll have a quick look at that first. Will the Supreme Court approve releasing Trump's financials this month? Queen of Pentacles, the World, Four of Pentacles, he's still trying to keep him secret. Queen of Wands, out, Five of Pentacles, Tower, out in the cold. Eight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, yes. I'm getting a yes. And it's going to show some ties to the Republican Party or some members of the Republican Party. It's going to be a bit of a Tower movement, which is long-time viewers of mine will know it's not necessarily the thing that brings him down. It's just another piece that undermines the whole structure. Going to be out in the cold. And it's going to be surprising news. All about lots and lots of offers of money that he's taken up. Nancy's going to love it. Nancy is going to love it. Yep, I think they will. Okay, winding down on the clock here. So I'm going to ask that one quick question that I asked. Is Trump going to still be in office when the Republican convention starts in August? Hi, Crazy Cat. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Six of Swords, a maybe. The Sun is a yes. Knight of Cups is reversed, it's a no. Knight of Pentacles reversed is a no. Seven of Pentacles reversed is a no. The Chariot reversed is a no. They'll have moved on. Things are going to come to light. Three of Pentacles reversed is a no. High Priestess's agendas are going to come to light. And the Wheel, it's just bound to happen. There's more no's than yeses. And yeah, no, he might not. He might not be in the office. He'll still be president by the time the convention comes around. Well, let's hope that's true. Let's hope that's true. That's true. He'll have moved on. Moved on backwards. Backwards. Back to an ordinary citizen. To what he feels are calmer waters. Because too much is going to come out. Reaping what he sows. Yeah, he might not be president by the time that Republican convention comes around. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the next couple of months. Yes, no. True, absolutely true. Neener. Somebody says. Look, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. And thanks again to Sheila for joining us for the first hour. So much fun. So much fun. I'm going to sign off today. I know I was going to do some, what is your pet thinking as a bit of a fun, but I'm running out of time at the moment. So I'm thinking I might just do a whole session on people's pets. Just for a bit of fun. But I have ordered in a tarot card deck about dogs. A dog tarot. So I might wait for that, and then we might just do a bit of a fun session for an hour on people's pets. And I'll do like 4 cards per pet. So if you want to be in on that, send me a pickie of your pet and their name. Okay. And anyway, I'm going to head off now. And I love you all so much. And thank you for joining me and supporting me and continuing to do so. And love you all. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.